Yeah, so here we go again. Hi there, I'm Ben. This is my substitute for psychotherapy, is known as solo therapy. My therapist is busy growing another human. So, yay. Here I am to talk to myself. I actually made a little list today. Um, I made it on the back of a sticker I had available at the time because I have a few in my glove compartment. It's about Swords to Plowshares, which is a pacifist movement from the GDR, the Soviet Union. I'm not quite sure. I don't care enough for the history, sadly. Yeah, but that's what the sticker's for. But I got my list on the back. First off, last week I joined a shoot of a friend doing the logistics department. Was mostly night shoots. Well, a series of shoots. Was mostly night shoots. Surprise. Today we're having tea again. Gyokuro Nakatani. And I'm most certainly butchering it. Apologies to anyone Japanese or who may be offended. Um, Mostly night shoots. It was rather stressful for me. First of all, I was the first to leave my place and the last to get back to my place most nights. A few nights I did actually come back to my place overnight, but you know. I actually learnt that even with very clear instructions, people will not and have not managed to obey the instructions of do not load anything into the car, unload anything, because I am driving, I am the responsible party. I cannot assure stuff is loaded correctly if I don't do it myself, so let me do it myself. Apparently those instructions are unclear for some people, which stressed me out quite a lot. So, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, but, happened. Main thing I can do is change how I phrase that in future, so it's efficient and doing its job in communication, I guess. I've yet to figure that out, but that's a future Ben problem. As for the near future, I do not have any shoots planned in which I'm partaking for logistics. Yeah, that was that. I wish I had a pen to cross things off. Let's hope I don't repeat myself today. I'll most certainly repeat myself to the past. I have misplaced my lighter, which is a true bummer in my eyes because it's the first time I've misplaced a lighter, a Zippo lighter, in neon orange. It's most certainly around here somewhere, my place or the car, but it'll most certainly take more than half a year before I have a chance of finding it, just because that's how misplacing things go. It's kind of a bummer, but it's not too wild, but it is kind of reflective of me not being in the healthiest state of mind. State of mind, there we go, we got something like that here. Oh yeah, with my state of mind, my state of health have been questionable for some of the recent time in the past. I've had leg pains, but I've only had those since I switched to my autumn trousers from my shorts. So I'll just switch back to shorts for the next few days and see if they persist. I did have leg pains comparable to this, particularly knee pains in the past, about a decade ago. And everyone claimed it to be psychosomatic, so it might very well just be a symptom of me overdoing autistic burnout and being too high functioning for what I am. Because there's no point in denying reality. Shit like applying for jobs is hella stressful for me. It's hard to put in words because people think, oh yeah, it's stressful for everyone. For me, I'd probably rather be unemployed than go through applying for jobs successfully. Well, if I had to only apply for one, I could suffer it, but that's kind of the problem. There's not only one. Apparently, people expect you to send them out by the dozen, which is something I can't do because, it's kind of disrespectful in my eyes if I send someone a letter which isn't even addressed to them or is addressed to their company name and that's it. It's kind of a waste of their time and my time if I'm not seriously considering joining a company and joining the company I have applied at. So I'm not comfortable doing that, and it stressed me out internally to the point where I would want to unalive myself, which means it's not an option at this time. I did manage to send out 4 applications in the past month, That brings me on to the next thing. Let me see. Actually, we'll get back to that. Haha. For leisure, I do still do film club, but in the recent past I've been leaving early just because there's too much social stuff. I ain't got the energy for it. Some of the people who have responsibilities toward film club have not been coming up to them and not been, doing their dues that come with their roles in the organisation, which is kind of a bummer because I think means I'm not willing to invest too much more energy for too much longer. That's going to be an interesting one because I've gotten to know a lot of nice people. No one I have a problem with, interestingly enough. It's kind of, meh. But in the end of the day, one can only hope for bettering for so long before one have to part ways. And I might very well have to do that. And I am very much so aware some of you may be of film club, in which case this is not me cancelling my participation. It'll just slowly fade into nothingness. That's just the way it is. It's kind of sad, but you need people to organise things. I am not even a part of the official club as of current, so there's only so much I can do. Tomorrow afternoon, I will get a visit from not this landmass. That's the best way of putting it. Theoretically, it's this continent because of the tectonic plate, but that's about it. Friend of my dad's, lifelong friend of mine, and their daughter. I am looking forward to that. I guess that's quite something, Ooh, update on my grass. I got my 2 plants still going. I sent them into flowering about a month ago, and one of them do significantly better than the other, but they both got nice flowers on them. The 2 plants I own, that is. Even though one is legally allowed free. Another thing about how I've been doing is, we'll get to that with the beginning of this. It might seem a bit off, but my general inspection lapsed on the car. I am due for a new one. Have been for all of a month now. Thing is to get the car to that state where an inspector can say, okay, this car is good for 2 years, I'll warrant it unless something fail on it. And to get the general inspection is going to cost me best part of £1,000, which is money I am not comfortable spending at this time. Because it's much looking like I might have to put up November's rent. That all depends on how quick German officers are, particularly the Office for Labour, I guess is the proper term. Agency for Labour. There we go. That's something I'll have to sort out because apparently, though I had an offer from a month ago, and last Tuesday I've written in to accept the offer. Today, after I was at the place I had the offer at, just to find out a person who was a reason for me would want to work there for the low ball offer I got, had been quit, which is kind of meh, I also got a quitting letter myself, which is kind of funny because it means they do not have the capacity to remain in business as it is at this time. What the internal politics of it are, I'm not going to speculate. Who knows? Could be anything. I wouldn't know. I don't care for their internal politics, but I'm concerned for the friends I have in that place that may be out of the job sometime because if the place go that way, it's not going to remain in business for long because they're losing their capacity to act in business. They can't be open for their opening hours anymore. I mean, hell. Dear Ben, I'm writing on behalf of the place you applied at. You already talked with the heads of this company during an appointment. Sadly, it has now shown that we cannot employ anyone else before winter. Due to this, we have to cancel your offer. Oddly enough, after I accepted it, but you know. Thanks for your time and best for the future. Kind regards, a person I had never heard of. But it came from the official company email, and apparently that person worked there now. It's kind of funny, but that's just the way it is. So as of tomorrow, I will be unemployed. I'll still have to figure out a dole. Bürgergeld, so citizen money, which is something I believe I am entitled to. I am above 25 years of age. I do not have a job, and I do not have an income or excessive wealth. To be fair, my wealth is my car, which has very little value at this time without general inspection, you know, so meh. That's something meh, you know. With the general inspection lapse, and I also want to mention the fact that, purely hypothetically, not self-incriminating, of course, I have been, for funsies, even though it's not fun for me, it's bloody painful, but I still do it. Been speeding, like, every now and then 5 over or 10 over, which is torturous for me. I've come to the realization that this, together with the forced circumstance of the general inspection having lapsed, is societally accepted self-harm, which I find odd because it most certainly do me more harm than if I were to cut. Though if I were to cut, red flags would be going up all over the place and people would give a shit. It's kind of funny and sad at the same time, I guess, but do give me more freedom to be miserable. Not proud of it, but that's just reality, I guess. So, you know, yeah. So I'm kind of out of a job. Well, I haven't been in one, but I ain't got a job no more, and I ain't gonna have a job. Today's my last day as a student. I'll kind of have to let that settle. The thing is, due to not having the offer anymore, that means no matter what, I am going to have excessive amounts of bureaucracy. For any bureaucracy is next to impossible for me. I'll have to minimum apply for one more job to get a job, or apply for a dole, which is an uncertain amount of bureaucracy for me, but any bureaucracy is too much bureaucracy, so, you know, that's kind of a bummer. Good news is you can get citizen money, even if you apply late for it, assuming you were registered as looking for work, which I am as of tomorrow, and I have been as of tomorrow for the past few weeks. Past week, but still, you know. Last week, Tuesday, I had an appointment at the Agency for Labour. Turns out they booked me an appointment in the wrong department, because apparently me being autistic and that being legally recognised means I need a different department to seek employment. I don't know why. I mean, me being autistic means I'll do a better job than some non-autistic people and some neurotypical people, but that's just the way it is, you know. Not insinuating anything here if you are neurotypical, just to be absolutely clear on that. I know plenty of neurotypical people who do a good job. And I know some neurodivergent people who do not so great jobs, so perhaps that's not even a correlation. It's guaranteed to not be causation. But I am going to have to figure out how to book an appointment with them to be looking for jobs as a recognised autistic disabled person, which is going to be fun because, surprise, they do have a page with easy language, but it's only one page. You'd think you click it and the entire stuff is idiot proof. No, sadly it's not. That's something I'll have to sort. I did go shopping. Oh, I left the receipt over on the desk. Never mind. I did go shopping just day before yesterday, not today, but I didn't have the capacity to talk, so here I am. I did get myself a couple of treats. In this case, today's snack is Matilda Vinzetti's Amaretti. I spent a total of $40. Of that, approximately 18 was on milk. So once again, a disproportionate amount of my shopping grocery bill was for milk. Then again, I have managed to cut down rather significantly because, surprise, I'm now approximately $6 a day for groceries, which is a lot less than I was at a month ago. Then again, I got to cut down because apparently money don't grow on trees; it grows on cotton plants. Well, or algae, if you are in a country with modernized denominations of fiat currency. Yeah, I guess that's the right way. Australia, Britain, etc. Plastic money. There's all algae in the end of the day, you know. Just might have taken some time to mature. Definitely edible. Actually quite good. Wow. Yeah, so that's going to be a fun one. I would not be surprised if at least today and tomorrow over day I'll just be in limbo. I was all of yesterday. Well, vast majority of yesterday. I was vast majority of most of the recent days, to be fair. It's just something I'll have to sort, I guess. Funny how that worked, but you know, limbo's just the tax of living in a society that don't work with the brain structure the way mine do. The joke is the tax is something I have to pay, though I already have the disadvantage of being different. Why couldn't one instate such a thing as limbo for neurotypical people so I don't have to suffer? Oh well, who knows? Then again, I recognise it being necessary for me to live functioning in a functioning way. Functioningly doesn't exist, so in a functioning way. Doesn't feel right, at least. It might exist, who knows? In fact, I just said it, so it does exist because I just said it. Language. I do have a lead for potential future jobs still. And I reckon I may very well reach out to them, ask them if I can start early. But odds are they may not have the capacity to yet. In which case, well, I'll still want the offer in future. But I may not be able to take it then. I definitely won't be busy at the place I had an offer at before. Admittedly, with that offer, they would not have managed to keep me on for long. Because in the end of the day, I'm worth Summit. And if you're saying I'm worth the absolute minimum there is, that means my labour means not much to you. In fact, the absolute minimum you can offer. So I guess it is kind of good news after all, good news in disguise, that I ended up not getting a job. Guess that's another way of looking at it. Might just be copium. That's something I'll have to figure out, you know. I am once again not in the car, though I did drive today. I've probably done 40k, maybe 50. That is going to the potential place of work and back. I was there before the doors opened, and I left at noon, and the heads of company had not arrived by then. Apparently they slept in, which is another aspect, which is why it might be good for me to not be working there. Because in the end of the day, if the heads of the company aren't committed, I mean, why would I be, you know? Then again, it would have made an ad hoc solution to be able to pay rent and get a general inspection on the car. And the general inspection on the car bugged me more than it should, because I know it's fit for the road for the near future. It's not fit for someone to say it's good for the next 2 years. Which I understand, and I would want a car that's fit for the road. But I don't need a sign-off for it being fit for 2 years, besides the fact that I do need it because it's a requirement. Oddly enough, the fine for getting done for that is $15. So, pack and a half of cigarettes. That's a good topic to get to. Smoking. Recent past few days have been either extreme. Either I smoke below my median rather a lot, up to 10 below my median in the recent past. Or I smoke above my median, minimum 6 or 7 more. I highly suspect Today will be close to my median because it's kind of a mixed day, but if so, it'll be the first day in quite a while. It's just the way it works, I guess. Factors bringing my smoking down have been the fact that I've run out of cheap cigarettes, so I've been buying the German expensive stuff and doing roll-ups, a combination of the two, which I can't afford much longer, so yay. Well, I couldn't afford in the first place, but now I can existentially not afford it, so that's some good news for my health after all. And more because I've been having long days just with shooting nights, leave my place at about 3 p.m, go and pick up the producer, director, showrunner, whatever they may be, go grocery shopping, drive the stuff to set, and so on. I did sleep in the car a couple of nights. That was actually very pleasant. Though I caught the beginnings of a cold, I managed to cure that out before I got it though, so that's something, could be worse. It's kind of worrying with the bureaucracy because, I mean, I don't want to ask for help because I'm supposed to work as my own, being an adult and so on. And apparently it's been debureaucratized to some degree to being citizen money instead of unemployed money, apparently. A literal dole. It's just something I'll have to sort out in the very near future, like within this week. Today is Monday, by the way. I haven't started that way. Sorry for that. By the way, thank you very much for sticking around and watching us. It means the world to me, truly does. Yeah, today is Monday, the 30th of September, 2024. The time now is 20 past 6 in the PM. Sorry I didn't start with that. It's kind of a dick move of mine. Not giving you the ability to place this in context in time. It does have an upload date, but the upload date will inevitably be, at least time-wise, after I have spoken, because I am speaking here now, and this is not a live stream. I have considered doing live streams, but I reckon I might not manage the self-censorship enough to protect others' identities and so on. And realistically, I don't want to go through with the production effort of a live stream because that's already more production effort than sitting here talking to my phone. I did manage to do my dishes today, I'm proud to say. And I did manage to, bring out my rubbish yesterday and have a shower the day before. Like, Oh, and I will have done the laundry today. I'm probably not taking it out the machine, but I put it in and it's dry now, so, good news. Well, good news is kind of a mixed flavour, but you know what I mean, hopefully. I have considered just sitting down and playing video games. I might do that tonight overnight, because I ain't got anything to do tomorrow during the day besides something I really can't or want to do, both at the same time, not or, and. Can't do and don't want to do. So I may very well just go back to a safe way of existing in the moment, outside of reality, because fuck reality, Then again, reality is the only thing that's true, at least as far as we can decide. Hell, you all could be hallucinations of my mind and I could be of yours. But we have to assume we are not, otherwise we'll go insane. Yeah, so that's something I'll have to sort. But I may very well just go back to the safety net of video games tonight. Kind of feel mixed about it because I'm having a good time. But it's also not real. And at the end of the day, yeah, okay. When the time comes, for some at old age, for some not at old age, when we die, Whoever goes through our shit is going to throw out most of it. Can't imagine how it'll be in the digital era that we are in now. It'll only be worse because of my dad's stuff, you know. I got photographic prints and so on, hell. Of myself, I don't think there is a dozen photographic prints out there. And they're basically all in my mother's. Hi, Mum. So, you know, what is reality and what matters is what matters to us. My purpose in life is to make a positive impact, a net positive impact. I'm hoping to be able to provide some to you through this. In the end of the day, I don't see the point in not being transparent, in opaqueness. I don't know. Don't think that analogy goes as far, that metaphor. But here I am being transparent. Sometimes it's harder than one might think. And I actually did prepare. What did I? Oh, I prepared like what? Oh yeah, I got the snacks the day before yesterday. Then yesterday I had high hopes of getting my energy up. And I decided if I went to sleep by midnight, I would sit down and talk to myself. That being yesterday night. And I did actually manage to go to sleep before midnight, which is a great success. For usually it takes me about a quarter a day night cycle to manage to go to sleep from the time I decide to try and go to sleep. Yesterday was a great success. Even though I am feeling a weight being taken off my shoulders by me sitting here and talking to myself. Thank you very much for watching. It truly means the world to me. Yeah, so that's kind of stuff I'll have to worry about. I reckon tomorrow during working hours, just because I don't want to be contacting people outside of working hours, is kind of a dick move. Might very well be in the afternoon, but it'll be during regular working hours at least. I actually got to cancel my alarms. Fuck my alarms. Don't got to get up early in the morning, that's for sure. I'll probably reach out to the person that said they might have a job for me down the line. That is a very attractive employer. And the job seemed to fit me rather well. We both agree on there being some aspects of myself which need working for me to do the job, but we both agree that they are doable. So I reckon I'll reach out to them, tell them this didn't work out. Their state of knowledge is this is my activity for the time being until they come through with their offer. Well, it turns out this offer is no good no more, the one I had at this time. So I'll ask them if they can perhaps give me a head start. I would say for less wage than they suggested, but they've already made it very clear that they do not pay anyone less than that for starting. Then again, within a month and a half of starting there, one is going to be generating more cash than one costs. So, you know, that's the idea of being an employee. You contribute more to the business than you contribute. You contribute more to the business than you could if you were by yourself. For that, you do not have the overhead costs energetically of running a business, and real costs, economic costs as well. And one is able to specialise more within one's field, so one does not have to worry about things one is not good at. Specialisation, yay! It's actually time for a second serving of tea. So here I've got my thermos. It's Wasser or water. It's my exclusively water thermos. There we go. Now I'll put that in my queue also. This is the one I got. I can't read Japanese. I believe it to be Japanese. You might see it mirrored, I don't know. But I got some nice Gyokuro Nakatani of my go-to tea dealers. Highly recommend if you are in the city. It's the tea joint is called Make Tea Not War. Highly recommend. They will try to get you to speak German, but if you can't speak any German, they will speak English with you. It's almost French in that way, but they are German. It's kind of funny how that works. yeah, I'm happy with having managed my laundry because I'm not in a dress shirt. First off, because I only got dressed for this here, because apparently showing nipples on the interwebs can get you not favoured in the algorithms and so on. But secondly, because I want to be somewhat presentable to present my own therapy. I would dress up for therapy if it was online as well. I did, in fact, in the past. Uh, yeah, train of thought. Uh, there we go. I'll show you the right technique in a moment once this kiosk is empty. To get it into your cool down can, you grab it here, put your thumb on here, and you just tilt. There you go. Magic. Magic! It's kind of a bummer and is a blessing. I'm kind of hyper focused on that at the moment, but I have already just on the side been training myself with resources publicly available for the job I had potentially down the line. Now, potentially in the near future, we'll see if they're flexible or not. I will have to find some kind of job and or get citizen money to be bankrolled by the government, because as a student I wasn't expensive enough. To be fair, I think you actually get less money than you do get for being a student, which is kind of a bummer because I'm already, well, as a student I was already near the existence minimum, considering I can't do public transport. Well, I haven't been able to this year. I've been on 2 U-Bahns and 1 tram this year. That's kind of meh, you know, because car costs hella money, man. Probably spend more money on the car and wearables and consumables than I do on the flat. Then again, of my waking hours, I've spent approximately even amounts of time in both, so waking hours excluding limbo, because I do not drive while in limbo, though I am in my flat while I'm limbo. In limbo. Blah, difficult to say. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. Producing this show, after all, what I've decided to call it in a few sentences ago. The last session, I have actually gone mini viral, I guess. For my term, it's bloody viral. I cost 60% full-time jobs week worth of labour. I have cost humankind, that is. Then again, I'm hoping to contribute more than that through this here to humankind. I don't know if I am. Hope I am. If you're still watching this, thank you very much for sticking around. I can assure you, you're one of the top 20 people watching me. At least if we go based on any history. If we exclude last session, you're one of the top 5. Thank you very much. It means the world to me. Yeah. I have started to clear up the flat a bit. Well, I mean, I brought down the rubbish yesterday, day before. I don't know, one of the two. And I did do my dishes today, which I'm very happy with. I mean, a small success do count, but hell is not fun. It's just what one I've got to do is adulting. Don't know what number I'm at. Otherwise, I would probably call this adulting, but instead of a G, a 9 or something like that, you know. Might very well be that, because I think the last one was Be Adult. I'm not sure, though. You might see from the title of this before you clicked on it, even. At least I'll have a good time the next couple of days. Well, starting tomorrow night. Having a very good friend visit and their daughter, whom I don't know much but get along with fairly well, at least have so in the past. That's something I'm looking forward to. I'll spend more money I don't got, but it's not fair for me to expect for them to pay for my drinks in the city I live in. So, you know, probably end up selling the camera down the line, later this month perhaps. Might want to sell the VR headset, because at the end of the day the VR headset didn't cost me real money in the first place, so that'd be good cash generator. I still got the original packaging, Question is how quickly one can sell it for how little diminishment of a good used market value. That's something I'll have to figure out, I guess. And I don't want dodgy interactions with people, so I wouldn't want someone coming here or me going to theirs. I'd want to meet on neutral territory, even if it's a petrol station parking lot or something like that. Petrol station parking lot. It's almost like petrol pump. Bob. That reminds me, Rowan Atkinson is a big advocate of free speech. And there's a lovely talk of them on YouTube, a speech they've given on free speech. What's something else about fame? Yeah, might as well. The Top Gear 2, the Grand Tour, have ended. And while I was watching that, I actually came to the realisation, I believe those three humans, that being Richard Hammond, James May and Jeremy Clarkson, I believe they're some of the very few humans on Earth who could get away with speeding anywhere on Earth, and the prod wouldn't care. They'd stop them because they'd want pictures or autographs. It's kind of crazy how they're the closest we have to holy men on Earth these days. Then again, I am in my bubble. And it is very clearly not holy, but human, but very well-known humans across the planet. It's kind of amazing, you know. Then again, over 20 years, Labour went into that carefully crafted entertainment show based off of a car magazine in the first place, which have now gone back to being a car magazine, but they're no longer part of it, which means a lot of the viewers have gotten lost, including myself. I feel I'm rambling, so I reckon I ought to wrap this up. I'm hoping to have a job before the end of the year, I don't know. I'm hoping to be able to make next month's rent. There we go, that's a good one. I hope you can pay your rent too. Thank you very much for watching, it truly means the world to me. I'll see you around. Cheerio.